Hello friends, welcome to channel 686. News. TV. If you haven't subscribed yet, press the subscribe button right now. The information is taken from open media sources. Today, I will share first news that I found on the internet. Take a comfortable seat, let's begin.
Donald Trump, that unpopular guy who keeps trying to delay the start of the trial. But he seems to have no luck in this matter. The judge begins his money criminal case in silence, and all his attempts to delay the start of the trial have been rejected. Well, that's how things are. Let's look into this situation. Donald Trump, the former president, is back in the spotlight, but this time not because of his political antics, but because of his legal problems. He tries to delay the start of the hush money trial, but it doesn't work. The judge simply does not want to listen to his excuses and begins the trial in silence. And so we see the most unpopular person in the courtroom become more and more unpopular. His lawyers argue the jury pool was riddled with bias, but the judge disagrees. And now the court has rejected Trump's requests several times, and he is losing more and more. Maybe it's worth thinking about why this is happening. Perhaps it's karma or just bad luck. But one thing is clear: Donald Trump cannot escape his problems. And as long as he continues to try to delay the start of the trial, his popularity will only decline. So friends, let's follow this fascinating trial and hope that justice prevails in the end. And maybe we will even have something to laugh about while watching this circus. The defense argued that it was necessary to refrain from an infinite trial. Judge Juan Moran opined that this idea has no basis. Trump appears to be taking the position that his case is unique and that preliminary action is necessary. However, public opinion continues unabated. This opinion does not correspond to reality. The judge noted that questioning of potential jurors should remove any doubt about their ability to be fair. Prosecutors objected to Trump's request, arguing that publicity was unlikely in Wayne's case and that Trump's comments sparked a strong reaction. They also noted that Manhattan is home to more than 1 million people, and that jury questioning could find 12 impartial jurors. Friends, I have dealt with many movements in my 30 years as a prosecutor. I've won and lost, but when lawyers file motions, judges often say something like, "Okay, you know the facts, Mr. Prosecutor, just as much as I do. But understanding them doesn't always support your argument, or Ms." The defense lawyer in the case you cite as a precedent is a little different from this case. Friends, let's not forget that a trial may look a little like a hit show, but that doesn't mean a jury decides guilt or innocence based on the popularity of the prosecutor, defense attorney, judge, or defendant. Attractiveness is a key factor in criminal proceedings, and this is undeniable. I mean, who doesn't want to be popular? We all strive to be loved, especially when it comes to prosecutors, defense attorneys, defendants, and, of course, judges. When I handled cases, I always strived to be the one that the judges respected and appreciated the most. I have always strived to be honest, straightforward, and precise in my arguments. If I had a precedent that supported my position, I made sure to mention it. But if there was an opposite precedent, I was not silent about it either. I have always strived to be someone who inspires confidence in the judges, who does not exaggerate, inflate, or deceive. Ultimately, all attorneys want to be the one the judges respect the most, especially when it comes to the jury. After all, popularity is not only important, but also has a decisive influence on the results of the criminal process. People, I've been talking to a bunch of jurors since the cases I tried in the D.C. Superior Court ended, and let's get this straight. This is a real popularity contest. The jury is coming to a verdict, and I got to talk to them, and frankly, this is a real test. Prosecutors, lawyers, witnesses, defendants, everyone wants to please the jury. And I'll tell you, it's not easy. You must be truthful, not exaggerate, not deceive. Prosecutors try to highlight all the bad aspects of the case in order to attract attention. But ultimately, popularity is gained not only through evidence, but also through sympathy. So yes, being the most popular lawyer is the goal. But remember that the defendant's popularity may be even more important. Because in the end, there is only one defendant. Donald Trump becomes the most unpopular person in the courtroom. A case with a smart and likable co-defendant is becoming increasingly popular in the eyes of the jury, and I have some evidence that may have been missed in the last year. About a year ago, the first indictment was brought against a former president. The New York grand jury decided to indict Donald Trump, and the indictment was released publicly. It was a statement of fact that accompanied the indictment and contained evidence of Trump's corrupt practices. Trump attempted to hide his corrupt payments and falsified business records to conceal the true nature of his actions. He claimed that his actions had nothing to do with the campaign and were only done to protect his family. All these facts make Trump less and less popular in the eyes of the public and the jury. His actions are causing increasing dissatisfaction, and this may affect the outcome of the case. Subscribe to my blog to keep abreast of all the news and developments of this amazing business. This information will become publicly available, friends. Let's look at the facts that surrounded the indictment in A44. All these paragraphs hidden in the middle of the text, and here it is. Paragraph 19 is the true proof that the jury will hear the truth about what really happened. As for those hush money payments, defendant Donald Trump allegedly instructed his lawyer MichaelCohen to delay paying the woman, StormyDaniels, as long as possible. He allegedly gave instructions to the lawyer to delay the payments until after the election to avoid having to repay them. And all this is not to protect Melania's feelings because of Donald Trump, but simply to delay payments and avoid trouble. Donald, think about how the jury will react when they hear about these charges. Trump, sitting on his orange in the courtroom, surely understands that his popularity may be shaken when everyone learns the truth about his corrupt deals to shut up StormyDaniels. He allegedly falsified business records to hide the truth about 3 hush payments, claiming they were to protect Melania, but then delayed the payments until after the election. All this to maintain his toughness after being elected. StormyDaniels, with all this money he put into a contract to pay her, is just insult on top of injury. This is despicable behavior on top of cruelty and corruption. He will become the most hated man in Manhattan. In the courtroom, he will be looked at as the most disgusting character in all of New York and even throughout the country. The jury will see him and use it against him, convicting him of his criminal acts in New York. Justice must prevail.
If you found it interesting, like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Goodbye until we meet again.